might be wrong. I might be wrong. I could have swore I saw a light coming on. What a killer one-finger riff is this by Radiohead. I can't believe this is the first Radiohead song I'm doing for this channel, but I might be wrong. It's such a cracker of a riff, and I was looking for things to play with limited fingers, that this just screamed out to me. It's a great riff, it's a great song. I'm going to go off their live in Paris version a little bit more than the actual album version, because it's more guitar driven, and it's, to my mind, it's a little bit rawer and a little bit more fun to play as a solo guitarist. It's basically the same, but it just comes down to this riff. This is the riff that it comes back to all the time. You're detuning your low E string to D. So drop D tuning, leave the high E where it is, doesn't matter, we're not playing it this song. We're using two strings most of the time, and you can play this with a pick, and I think they play it with picks, and you can also get a bit messy with it and it won't really matter as long as you get the rhythm of that riff happening. I'm playing thumb and finger, like alternating like this, because you go from the E and the D string to the E and the G string sometimes, and I just find it easier to be accurate with fingers than with a pick. No reason why you can't use either style. Here's the riff. Here's the riff better. There's a little variation. He starts with a little, like a fasted sort of dotted quaver at the end of the bar on the first 3 bars. Again, you don't need to do this. You can just do the straight riff all the way through. It's going to sound fine. It's such a small variation, it hardly makes any difference, but I wanted to put it in there because I hear it. The first variation, which is what they start with, is this. That little at the end, first 3 bars, then it clicks into this. Which is a much more kind of even rhythm. I think it's because once they're playing live, it's much easier to do that, more natural to do that straighter rhythm than it is to do that little dotted quaver towards the end. But it doesn't matter. They alternate. What they do is the first 3 bars are with the dotted quaver, the 4th bar is without, the next 4 bars alternate between dotted quaver and without. It's on your chart, download your chart. That's the riff. Going between E and D strings. So each time you play this note on the E string, you're playing a note on the open D string. And you're sliding from 3 to 5. No, don't pick the 5, just slide up there. Back to 3. And when you come off the 3, you lift off the 3, if you flick and get that open E string, it's going to sound fine. Then the singing comes in, which you heard me do rather badly before. That's your verse, all the way through. Every verse that they hit, that's the riff that they sing over. When it comes to the next part of the verse, I could have swore I saw a light coming on. So there you're just going from 8 on the E string, down to 3, 2 on the 3, and then down to the 2nd fret. So it's 8, 3, 3, 2, 8, 3, 3, 2. Three verses to start with, and then we get to the break, which I guess is the chorus, but it goes like this. Now here's where we change to the G string with our 2nd note, and I'm playing, for obvious reasons, I'm playing this note on the E string now with my 2nd finger, but the natural way to do it would be with your 3rd finger. So you're going 5 and 3 on the G string, down to 3 and 2, and I'm saying the E string note first, up to 7 and 5, back to 5 and 3. As soon as you hit 5 and 3, you go down to 3 and then go pull off to the 0. So it's like this. Then you do it again, but this time it starts up on the 10 and 12. Sorry, the 12 and 10. 10 and 9. 3 and 2. And again, the same ending. Back to the D string, back into that riff. Then you do 2 more verses and you do that break again. The second time you do this break, or chorus, whatever you want to call it, it comes down from here. When it comes back to here the second time, you do a little slide from the 5 to 7 before you go back down to the 3. 2 more verses after that, followed by 8 more bars of the intro, then another verse, and then we go into the middle 8 section, which I'm going to call out. I think that these chords that they play are easier to memorize as their actual chord names. So the first thing he does is this, and I'm going to try and use my 3rd finger. So here, this is a D minor. Obviously this low E string is now a D, and you're playing what looks like a D minor bar chord, but he's not playing the G string, so he goes. Then the next time he goes. Now that is a C bar chord. Could be a C7, but we're not playing the G string, obviously. Then a B flat major 7. Then only the 3 notes out of it the next time. Then an A minor or an A minor 7, but we're not playing the middle note on the G string. Then he goes to I think live they play this, which is a G minor. I find it easier, maybe it's just my finger at the moment, but I find it easier to do this. So instead of playing 5, 5, 5, 3, you're playing 5, 0 on the D string, 0 on the G string, 3 on the G string. Then goes through that section of chords again, but when you get down to the A minor, you go to a riff, which is that. And then down to the 3. Now this time he's starting from the 3 instead of the open E string, which is the open D string. So and then we're into the intro again, and it just riffs out from there. That's pretty much it. The singing over the top is, as usual, like, you know, very distinctive and very cool and difficult to copy if you're trying to do a copy of this song, but good luck with it if you are. But the riff alone is worth the price of admission. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of it. Let me know how you went with it, and good luck, and I'll see you next time.